How y'all doing, folks? What's up? What's up? It's your boy, Rick Kamla. This is the SportsEthos NBA Show with Rick Kamla. All right, it's NBA Draft Day. You're like, y'all are doing this on Wednesday. Why? Because it's Draft Day. We wanted to make a bigger deal out of that, kind of slide our show. I did my WNBA show just previous to this. We usually do them on Monday, and next week it will return to the regular Monday format. So I'll be on with this show at 11 a.m. Eastern next Monday, and the Mondays moving forward. And there's literally so much to talk about. Andre, I have no idea how an hour, maybe an hour 15 are going to contain the content that we have in this show. He's already like cringing and eye rolling. No idea. So we should probably get to it. I do want to tell you that former NBA player Ryan Hollins, who is now the TV analyst for the Houston Rockets, he is going to join the show 15 or 20 minutes from now. And obviously Kevin Durant is a Rocket, and so a very timely get right there. And I haven't talked to Ryan for a while. I worked with him at NBA TV for a little bit, and I just think he's a really, really cool dude and funny. He's very, very clever. Anyway, we're bringing Ryan Hollins on here in a little bit. And Bet Online is your number one source for all your sports betting action. With baseball season in full swing and football season right around the corner, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, and even live in-game betting. From MLB to UFC to tennis to NFL futures, BetOnline remains your sports wagering information source and the best information source, BetOnline. Pardon me. In between games, head over to the BetOnline casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and a live casino. Head to the website today and take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program with level-up bonuses and weekly cash boosts. BetOnline, the game starts here. All right, we will get to, because of what's been going on here, and, you know, the NBA Finals ended on Sunday. The parade was yesterday. We are going to get to SGA, the Thunder, Halliburton, and all that a little bit later on in the show. But with the draft tonight and with all of the trades coming down, and we actually had some contractual news here with Kyrie Irving, we got to start the show here, and then we will kind of work backwards, chronological order to the finals and all that kind of stuff. So, pardon me. Kyrie Irving got paid overnight, guys. It was Shams Charania reporting he declined his $43 million option and intends to sign. You can't make these official yet. You agree on them now, then you sign them a week or so into July. He intends to sign a 3-year, $119 million deal with the Dallas Mavericks. So what is 3 divided by 120? That's 40. Okay, so like took a little bit of a haircut off the 43, but he does get the 2 extra years. There's a player option on the 27-28 year, which is going to be in the 40s. He'll be in his mid-30s at that point. Maybe he picks it up. I would say signs point to yes, but maybe not. Who knows? We shall see. This is a no-brainer for both sides. Kyrie Irving does not have a ton of friends around the league and front offices. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it's a reality. When he left Brooklyn, there were not a million teams banging on his door. All right, Dallas went to get Kyrie Irving in large part out of desperation, okay? And we have nothing to lose because of the Jalen Brunson fiasco. And it worked. They went to the finals, the whole thing. Obviously, it was a great move by the Mavericks. All right, but there was not a whole lot of interest in Kyrie Irving. There was not a whole lot of leverage on the side of Kyrie Irving. All right. I don't believe really any of that has changed. The anti-Semitic tweet turned people off, and they probably just were like, I'm done with this guy. The COVID stuff probably turned people off. They probably said, I'm done with this guy. Okay, I have not done that. I know there's a lot of other people that have not done that. I'm talking about NBA front offices, ownership, decision makers, okay? I'm not saying they all don't like Kyrie. I'm saying there's a large faction of them that will not do business with Kyrie Irving. Okay, he is a phenomenal player, the most skilled player in the history of the game, and he has a personality that's not a fit for a lot of people. Again, that's not me. He's a peace and love guy. I'm a peace and love guy. I like Kyrie Irving. I respect and admire and appreciate Kyrie Irving, and I wish him well in his recovery, and I'm very happy for him with this contract. It's a no-brainer. Dallas is keeping a superstar talent at less than max money. It's a no-brainer there. And by the way, maybe this is just barbershop talk, but maybe Anthony Davis isn't like super psyched to be in Dallas. So think about if there's acrimony and if Kyrie Irving leaves, then Anthony Davis is going to want to be there even less. Okay, so the fact that Kyrie Irving is now under contract, theoretically, for the next 3 years, you know, if I'm Anthony Davis, he's coming back at some point. I mean, I want to play with Kyrie. So to me, it's like, it's just a good organizational move by Dallas. And I can't believe I'm giving credit to this ownership group in front office, but right now I am. So that went down. Kyrie, I don't know when the hell he's going to play next year. February, March, April, I don't damn know. It's going to be halfway through or very late in the season. We'll find out. Maybe they just decide to shut him down. I don't know. Some guys need a full year to recover from that injury. We got the Porzingis trade came down last night. Hawks get Kristaps Porzingis and a second-round pick. The Nets get Terrence Mann and the number 22 pick from Atlanta. The Celtics get George Niang and a second-round pick. I mean, think about that. Kristaps Porzingis and the Celtics get George Niang and a second-round pick. Salary dump, salary dump, salary dump, dump, dump. I mean, are the Celtics tanking? Are they going all Danny Ainge on this shit right now? What is happening, dude? How in the hell did the Hawks just get Kristaps Porzingis? I know he only plays half the season. Trust me, that's not lost on me. How in the hell did Atlanta get sorry, I'm confused here. How did they get Kristaps Porzingis for the 22nd pick and Terrence Mann and George Niang? Dude, like, I don't care if you're a third of the year player like Zion Williamson. I'm making that trade. Like, I'm just going to go get some talent and see if it works out. It's probably not. But Terrence Mann, George Niang, they're just guys. They are. I mean, look, I appreciate them. I respect them. Good role players. But they're just guys. They're just guys. Number 22 pick in this draft? Maybe you can get something there. Maybe you can't. You just got Porzingis, bro. You just got the unicorn. It's a good move by the Hawks. Really good move by the Hawks. So the Hawks right now are looking like Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson. According to one website I saw, they have an Onyeka Okongwu at the starting 4, Kristaps Porzingis, and then Risa Shea coming off the bench. Not sure I agree with that. I think Kristaps will be your starting center. I think Jalen Johnson will be your 4. I think Risa Shea will be your 3. So I think that this is not good fantasy news for Okongwu. That is very, very clear right here. When Porzingis is out for long stretches with injuries, which we know he will be, then Okongwu is going to be fantastic. But when Porzingis is healthy, Okongwu is not going to be fantastic. And that's a bit of a buzzkill, but it is what it is. I like that the Hawks' new general manager, Salah, has shut down all the trade talk. He said, we're locked in with Trae. We're locked into next season, ready to move forward. And I believe that. I don't think that's licensed to lie GMing stuff. I think that's absolutely legit. Like I said last week or the week before, it makes no sense to me to trade Trae Young. Is he singularly a championship player? No. He needs a Batman, and if he's the Robin, now you're really cooking, okay? But and maybe Jalen Johnson can rise into that Batman. I don't know. Porzingis is going to flirt with it from night to night, but it will not be sustainable. But ideally, to get him with, a Kevin Durant type, a Kawhi Leonard type, just that guy, that alpha, that proven, no doubt about it, number one. Paolo Banchero. And I'm not saying you get the idea, but if you can get Trae Young with a guy like that, and Trae is the number 2, that's the sweet spot for Trae to win a championship. He ain't going to win a championship as the number 1 guy. It's not going to happen. So why does Boston do this? They are more in it for money right now than they are for wins. And I'm not saying they're getting greedy. What they're trying to do is get out of the second apron, and they have now done that. Trading Porzingis put Boston under the second apron. Porzingis and Jrue Holiday, those trades saved Boston a projected $180 million in tax penalties, according to Bobby Marks. And they have new ownership, okay? New ownership does not want to take on the debt from the previous regime, even if it was a championship construction of a team. They don't want it. It's business, okay? They're coming in, cleaning house. They want to rectify the books, and then they will build, all right? So if you're a Boston, and The timing is right for that. It is, frankly, because Tatum's not going to play this year. And if he does, it'll be very little. This is not going to be a banner go for it year for Boston. It's just not. So might as well do all of this house cleaning now. So I understand what's going on here. I do. Like, they gave away Porzingis. They actually got something for Jrue Holiday, which lets you know, they got Anthony Simons back. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Is Jaylen Brown next? I think he might be. Shams is reporting the Celtics have received multiple huge offers for Jaylen Brown. And there's also been the report, that they're going to have to blow him out of the water. And rightly so. Chris Davis writes, breaking. The Boston Celtics and Miami Heat have held internal discussions about a potential trade involving Bam Adebayo and Jaylen Brown. The Celtics are evaluating multiple offers for Brown as they consider all options. You are really, really, really starting over if you trade Jaylen Brown. If you keep Jaylen Brown and you still have Tatum, I don't know if they're going to rock that way. If you hit the Celtics with a nice package of young assets and 5 or 6 first-round picks, you're going to get Jaylen Brown. I believe they will stroke that deal. If you hit them with a young player or 2 and 3 first-round picks, I think they're going to be, all right, we'll hold with Jaylen Brown. So can't wait to see what happens here. He could be traded out. He could not. And Bam Adebayo may be on the move to Boston. That move would surprise me. Now, the Nets are involved with this as well. I don't have much on the Nets, but I do have this. The boring Nets, as I like to call them. You know what? They're not going to be boring tonight. They're not. They're going to be very involved tonight. They go 8, 19, 22, 26, 27. 5 first-round picks. 8, 19, 22, 26, 27. They will be active tonight. Very, very active. Time for Cam's Core 4. We are going to bring on Ryan Hollins here in just a little bit. And let me retweet out to the people so they know that we're live on the air here. Ryan Hollins used to be a pogo stick big man for the UCLA Bruins back in the day. And good NBA player. He is with Craig Ackerman on the Houston Rockets broadcasts. And can't wait to have him on in about 5 minutes or so. All right, the NBA draft. Obviously, we got all this news going on. The NBA is on fire right now, and it will be for the next 2 to 3 weeks. On fire. Maybe even more than the finals, because I think America was kind of sleepy on the finals. Game 7 got great ratings, but we've got the draft right around the corner is free agency. Then after that is the beginning of Summer League, which creates some excitement, right? That first weekend of the Summer League is pretty damn hot, and then it really kind of dissipates. So, the next 2 to 3 weeks, the NBA is going to be hot like fire. There's going to be news popping like popcorn. So we get the draft tonight. The Cooper Flag era in Dallas officially begins tonight. And what I like most about Cooper Flag, he's a dog. He held his own at the runs with the USA beat last summer. Remember, that was going viral. Cooper Flag, another bucket. Cooper Flag scores against LeBron James, all this kind of stuff. Went toe-to-toe with those guys, didn't blink. All the vets were talking about, dude, this guy's really good, right? This was going into his one-and-done year at Duke. That was all I needed to know, that he, as a guy coming out of high school, was holding his own with the greatest American players. Okay, I was like, I never doubted him, but I was like, okay, now I'm really, really freaking sold. Dallas is getting a generational talent. Thank you, NBA. He is a virtual lock to win Rookie of the Year. He is a multi-position guy. He will be at least a 3/4. You may be able to work in a little bit of stretch 5 there. He is 6'9", 220. He's a very versatile guy. In college, he averaged over 1 block, 1 steal, and 1 3 per game. I see at least 5 All-Stars for Cooper Flag. I got to see him in the NBA hardwood before I start. Do I see a champion here? I don't know that yet. I don't. So I'm not even going to go there. I see at least 5 All-Stars for Cooper Flag. I think he's on track to be a future Hall of Fame player. Okay? I'm very comfortable saying all of that right now. So it's kind of funny. He's 18, and he was asked why he reclassified high school in 3 years to position himself as the youngest number 1 NBA draft pick since LeBron. He said, a quote my mom likes to say a lot: if you're the best player in the gym, then you need to find a new gym. I can't tell you how refreshing that is to hear. You have to get uncomfortable to get better. You will never get better unless you make yourself uncomfortable. If you're always comfortable, you're not challenging yourself. You're not testing yourself. You're not pushing yourself. And those are the only ways that you can get better. So Cooper Flagg totally understands that. That is a really, really wise and mature way of looking at it at a super young age. So shout out to Cooper Flagg's mom and shout out to him for gobbling that up. All right, now time for some other draft vibes for you. Because there's a lot going on. The Spurs have shown interest in trading the number 2 overall pick as they prioritize, they've shown no interest in trading the number 2 pick. They prioritize Dylan Harper. They view him as a building blocker on Victor Wembanyama. So it looks like he is going to be the number 2 pick. He's a 6'8" wing, and he can really, really go. Ace Bailey, his teammate at Rutgers, his preferred draft destinations are the Wizards, the Pelicans, and the Nets. Interesting. He did not work out for the Sixers and some other teams, and that's been a talking point here. Paul George actually said about Bailey skipping workouts that if I'm Ace Bailey, I can't get mad if my stock drops. Kind of harsh. So here's my mock 10 for the upcoming NBA draft. I did a little top 10 mock draft for you. Number 1, Ace Bailey. Can't make jokes anymore. I can't make jokes anymore. Cooper Flagg to the Dallas Mavericks. We all saw this coming like, I don't know, a tsunami wave. Number 2, Ace Bailey going to the, why do I have Ace Bailey? That was a juxtaposition with the Rutgers kids. That's wrong. I have Dylan Harper going, wow. I did that late last night, maybe a little. Anyway, Dylan Harper is number 2, okay, going to San Antonio. VJ Edgecombe going to the Philadelphia 76ers. It sounds like the whole Ace. But they don't need Ace Bailey. You've got Tyrese Maxey. You've got Quentin Grimes. You've got Jared McCain. They don't need Ace Bailey. Take a wing like VJ Edgecombe. And I believe Philadelphia will. Then at 4, Charlotte is going to take Ace Bailey. And you say, Cam, they already have LaMelo Ball. Dude, he plays 35 games a fucking year, okay? And, like, how much longer is Charlotte going to deal with that? And to me, turn up the heat on him. Draft a guy at your position. How dare you do that? Screw you, buddy. Play games. Play. Show me you care. Show me you love the game. I'm going to draft a hotshot prospect right at your position. Let's go, LaMelo. Let's see what you got, buddy. Let's see what you got. All right, so I got Ace Bailey going to the Charlotte Hornets. We are going to bring on Ryan Hollins here in just a little bit. Number 5, I've got Con Kneipel, a wing out of Duke going to Utah. Feels like a good fit out there. Jeremiah Fears is a point guard who's generated some hype. I've got him going to Washington because, like, is Bub Carrington the guy? Are they sure about that? Are they sure? I don't know. It looks like, I mean, you're not going to take a center. You just took Sarr. I don't know. I kind of like Jeremy Fears in Washington. A little competition at that point guard spot. This is probably my favorite player in the draft, and I'm gonna mispronounce his name. Kaman Maluach, the 7'2" stud out of Duke. Okay, and if somebody wanted to take him higher than this, it's fine. I'm kind of going on fit here. You know, with the roster that these teams have. Like, why would Washington draft Maluach 1 year after drafting Sarr? That doesn't make sense. So New Orleans is at 7. He is the perfect pick for the New Orleans Pelicans. They have Yves Missi. Maluach to me is better than Yves Missi, all right? I think he will start over Yves Missi, but at least then you're going to have 48 minutes of badass at center. Like, if Missi's your bench center, you're in good shape, man. So I got Maluach going to the Pelicans at 7. I've got Trey Johnson, a shooting guard, going to Brooklyn at 8. There will probably be trades involved with that pick, but right now I look at it as a best player available selection for the Nets, Trey Johnson. On Tankathon, he is going 6th, so I've got him falling a little bit to 8th for Brooklyn. Number 9, Toronto, I've got them taking a big. They're trying to trade R.J. Barrett. You've got all these wings with Barnes and with Ingram and with Barrett, and you've got Quickly, and you've got, what's the kid's name? Grady Dick. You got all these wings, right? And Ochai Agbaji. You don't need another guard or a wing. You just don't. So take a big. How long is Jakob Poeltl going to play for your team? I don't know. Derek Queen. And Mobo was the backup 5 for Toronto last year, and he ain't a 5, guys. He's not. He's a forward. So go take Derek Queen out of Maryland. He's got a top 10 grade on him, and I got him going 9 to Toronto. And then number 10, and I know Andre's going to have all the goods on this dude. It is Kasparis Gilgeous-Alexander. I know I'm screwing up his name. Andre's like cringing. Andre is Portuguese and he lives in Latvia and he is Mr. Europe, okay? So, and by the way, he is literally Mr. International Basketball. He's like the Dick Vitale of international basketball. But Kasparis Gilgeous-Alexander, it's the best I got right now. He's a point guard, shooting guard, combo guard. And Phoenix is at number 10. And Phoenix to me needs a point guard. And so why not take, Shaq always says it's Common Maluach. Again, I gotta practice that. But what was I gonna say? Oh, Shaq always says, as long as you take guys with itches, the guys' names that end in itch, they can shoot, right? Stojakovic, Petrovic, all these guys. If your last name ends in itch, you can shoot. Shaq's the best. Fake Shaq will join us a little later on in the show when we hand out the most valuable other for the playoffs, but anyway, Gilgeous-Alexander to Phoenix at number 10. All right, Ryan Hollins, hopefully, and it's Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, that's his last name. Gilgeous-Alexander. Let me look at this. Gilgeous-Alexander. I got to learn these names. Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, so it's not. It's the J is a Y. Gilgeous-Alexander. Okay. All right. Gilgeous-Alexander. He's going to be a lottery pick tonight, guys. We got to learn his name. All right, number two in Cam's core 4 is the Pelicans and Wizards trade. This one's very interesting. It didn't captivate the world, I don't think, like maybe the Kevin Durant trade did. But anyway, the Pelicans are trading CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second-round pick to the Wizards for Jordan Poole, Saddiq Bey, and the number 40 pick in this draft. Essentially, it's CJ and Kelly O for Poole and Bey. Because I don't know what the future second-round picks. It's 2 second-round picks. It is what it is. It's essentially players for players here. The draft capital is pretty even. I like this more for the Pelicans. They're getting more talent. They're getting talent that is entering their prime years. When you talk about Jordan Poole and Saddiq Bey, it feels like a go-for-it move for New Orleans. DeJounte Murray, you remember, suffered an Achilles tendon tear, and he's expected to be back sometime around like the turn of the year. Could be November, December, January, February, okay? Somewhere in that range, but it's going to be a long time in the distance. He will not start the season on time. Trey Murphy had a torn labrum in his right shoulder, had surgery in late March. I am projecting he will not be available for the start of the season. It will join them midstream at some point. So their depth chart with everybody healthy is DeJounte Murray, Jordan Poole, Trey Murphy, Zion, Yves Missi, and like I said, maybe Maluach as well. And then Herb Jones, Jordan Hawkins, Jose Alvarado, Saddiq Bey off your bench. And Missi may be off the bench and Maluach may start. But anyway, you are 10 deep. And again, it's a theory with the Pelicans. I usually like their talent going into seasons. I usually overrate them because of that. And the house of cards tumbles because of injuries, primarily to Zion and Ingram, okay? It just, every year it's the same thing. But you know what, damn it? That's a really nice collection of talent on that Pelicans team. I like all these guys. Well, I don't really like Zion anymore. I mean, not like as a person, but as a basketball entity, I'm over it. But anyway, that's a talented club. New Orleans, like I said, they go 7, they go 23, so they're going to be active here tonight. What are the Wizards doing with this trade? What are they doing? The Washington Wizards right now have Marcus Smart, Chris Middleton, CJ McCollum, and Kelly Olynyk. I'm going to do this off the top of my head. I'm going to say 31, 35, 33, and 31. I'm trying to come up with the combined ages here. So it's at least 120, and then it's 130 years. The Washington Wizards, who suck, they're going nowhere. They should be tanking. But they are tanking. They now have 4 veterans on the roster who have 130 years on planet Earth. This does not make any sense. You want to talk about a team that's got timelines screwed up? I mean, are the Wizards turning the corner and trying to go for it? With these, 5 years ago, Smart, Middleton, McCollum, and Olynyk, yeah, giddy up 5 years ago. It ain't 5 years ago, okay? Are the Wizards turning the corner and going for it, or are they just poorly and weirdly built? Are they just a halfway house for players before they get moved on to another team? Because that's what it feels like right now. Do you guys see Smart, Middleton, McCollum, and or Olynyk finishing the year with the Washington Wizards? I have a very hard time seeing any of those guys finish this season with Washington, whether it's a trade, whether it's a buyout. Middleton just opted in, by the way, to about $33 million. And Washington's probably like, please opt out, please opt out. Dang, he opted in. They knew he was going to opt in. We all knew he was going to opt in. Middleton ain't leaving that money on the table. No. But all these old guys are going to do is get in the way of Alex Sarr, Bilal Coulibaly, Keyshawn George, Bub Carrington, Corey Kispert, and Keyshawn, and their young studs. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I want to tell you about the SportsEthos app. Ladies and gentlemen, it is completely free. Go to your favorite app store and download it. We would really appreciate it if you did that. Past 12 months have been a game changer for us on all fronts. We're working hard behind the scenes to give you the best fantasy product you've ever experienced. We want you to download our app now. Again, it's free. Stay on top of all the latest news for the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball. Plus, take advantage of our fantasy basketball tools. Our app is your ultimate edge. Don't miss out. Number 3 in my core 4, as we continue unpacking all these trades, is the Portland-Boston trade. The Celtics traded Jrue Holiday back to Portland for Anthony Simons and 2 second-round picks. Why did Boston do this? We kind of went into it with the Porzingis trade. They had to get out of the second apron, and they had to cleanse themselves of an almost $200 million tax bill. And they have now done that, all right? Their team is far worse. However, they have traded 2, I would say, descending players. Jrue Holiday is a descending player, and Kristaps Porzingis is a descending player. Porzingis' skills aren't descending, but his reputation is, his availability, reliability, it's all on the descent, all right? So you get rid of those guys, and now you've got your books where you need them, and you may make more moves, we shall see. So new ownership, it's not even their chip. Good for the Grossbeck family. They took their chip and they ran. They took the huge bag. They sold the team that was in financial disrepair. And so just a really good move by the Grossbeck family. And look, it's a great move by the new ownership group. They bought the Celtics. Okay, you can't go wrong with that. You guys, if you buy an NBA franchise, there's you can't just be a billionaire to buy an NBA franchise, right? You've got to be a whale. You can't just be a billionaire. I have $1.1 billion. That ain't enough, bro. It ain't enough, okay? You got to be like, I have $17 million. Okay, now we're talking. Yep, now we're talking. You got to be a whale, bro. Okay, if you are a whale, you bought the Celtics. But if you buy any team, you buy the Bucks, you're not losing money, bro. You're making money. No. There's no losing money with this. All right, number 4 in my core 4, the Houston and Phoenix trade. And again, like I said, we're going to talk Shai and Thunder and finals and Hallie and his injury. That's all coming up. Fake Shaq will help me deliver the most valuable other of the playoff award. It's all coming up here on this episode of the SportsEthos NBA Show with Rick Kamla. Hi, how you doing? Number 4 in my core 4, the Phoenix and Houston trade. So Phoenix trades Kevin Durant to the Rockets for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the number 10 pick in the draft, and 5 second-round picks. So at the time when Phoenix traded that 10 pick to Houston, and they were saying, oh, this trade may lead to another trade that gets Kevin Durant there, it actually did. So now the 10th pick goes back to Phoenix, along with 5 second-round picks. Who won the trade? I think Phoenix won the trade. Maybe Houston wins the trade. Obviously, if they win it all, they won the trade. Anything short of winning it all, and they did not win this trade. Okay? Making the finals, making the West Finals, no. You went and got Kevin Durant, and you traded off Jalen Green, former number 2 pick in the draft. He is just entering his prime. Okay? I would not have done this. I'm on record with this. I'm not changing my tune now. I would not have done this. That's why I think Phoenix won this trade. Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, number 10, 5 seconds for Kevin Durant at this point of his career? Yes. And I know there was a report that they could have gotten a lot more at the deadline, and I get it, and they should have traded him, and I told them to trade Durant at the deadline. They didn't listen to me, okay? But all these months later, his values dropped. But you still got all that, okay? I like it for the Phoenix side. I think they won this trade. I think they're emerging from wreckage right now in a positive direction. No more shortcuts. No more shortcuts, okay? Pull your sleeves up, grind. You're not winning a championship anytime soon. Get that in your dumbass heads down there in Sorry, I'll take that back. You're not dumbass. Get that in your heads down there in Phoenix, and you'll be fine. But they had these, we got to win a championship right now, right now, right now, right now. No, you don't. No, you don't, dude. You just bought the team. Nobody is putting any expectations on your team except you. And you Matt Ishby, I'm talking to, completely botched the beginning of his team with shortcuts and end arounds and double reverses. And no, dude, slow build. See what OKC did? That's the model, bro. Golden State, slow organic build. That's the model. That's how you build a sustained. Every owner in the NBA wants a sustained winner. That's how you do it. I got to bet against Kevin Durant. I do. I love Kevin Durant. He's one of my favorite players of all time. I love Kevin Durant, the dude. Guy's a hooper, man. Super chill. I'm a fan. Other than Golden State, when he went there and broke the league, where has it worked? It hasn't. It did not work in OKC with Russ. It did not work in Brooklyn with Harden and Kyrie. It didn't work in Phoenix. I don't think it's going to work in Houston. I don't. Durant is getting older in age. It's going to be harder for him to stay on the court. I think he's going to be terrific when he plays. And he's a blend-in guy. He's not he's a system fit. He's system proof. I mean, there's no system he can't play in. And he passes. He makes teammates better. He defends. So, he's going to fit that way. I fear missed games. We now have a really wonky timeline situation with Houston with a lot of young players. And then you got Kevin Durant up here at 37. That's always weird to me. So I'm going to fade it. I'm going to bet against it. I am. That's what history tells me to do. This is not a Golden State scenario. He's not joining the two greatest shooters in the history of the game with arguably the best glue guy in the history of the game and one of the best coaches in the history of the game. He's not going to that scenario, okay? He's not even close. He's going to a team that had their first good year and now this is shortcuts. To me, this is what Phoenix was doing. And it's Jalen Green, man. And I know you guys don't like Jalen Green. You got some kind of thought in your head, he's sucked in the playoffs. Blah, blah, blah. The guy's a hot shot, man. He's one of the best prospects of the last 5 years in the NBA. I'm not giving him up. I'm not giving him up for Kevin Durant at 37. There's no way I would do that. There's no way I would do that. That is not smart GMing to me. And by the way, I don't believe this is a Raphael Stone move. I believe this is a Tillman Fertitta move because Tillman Fertitta, when he had James Harden, was high on the hog. He wanted to win championships, but it was about jersey sales, box office, being on national TV, being an it team, being a talked about team, okay, and being in the news. Tillman Fertitta loves that. I worked down in Houston and talked to people. He loves that, okay? He likes attention, likes the spotlight. None of this is bad. None of it is bad. It's just the characteristic going on here. And so I believe that I don't have intel from Houston on this. This is my belief that he wanted to get back in the superstar business. And Houston did not have a superstar. They didn't. They had a really solid, gritty, badass, young, ascending, growing, developing team. Okay. A team that I liked and would not have disrupted. He did. Okay. But I believe that's why they did this. I think Tillman Fertitta wants to be box office again and have the Houston Rockets be in headlines and just be one of the it teams. Now that Kevin Durant is a Rocket, the Rockets are an it team again. And so good for him. Good for him. I don't begrudge him. It's just not what I would have done with my team. And the one thing I will say about the Rockets is, yes, you traded Green, you traded Brooks, but you still have Cam Whitmore, Reed Shepherd, Jabari Smith, Amen Thompson, Alpi Şengün, and Tari Eason. 6 studs who are 24 or less. So you're still set up. But pardon me. Pardon me. I didn't have time to even mute that right there. That just attacked me right there. So that was kind of weird. Pardon me and excuse me right there. So I want to get into a couple of the ripple effects here of Kevin Durant, like where he didn't go. Okay. So Miami. First of all, Miami's always bluffing. I've been joking with Andre the whole offseason. Wait for it, dude. Every single big name that comes out, Miami's name will be attached to that guy. It's automatic. This has been going on for centuries, okay? Gambo, my guy down in Phoenix, the radio guy, John Gambadoro, he had a great line. So he reported that Miami made Nikola Jovic and Khalil Ware untouchable in trade talks for Kevin Durant and only offered 1 first-round pick. Gambo always gets the goods on anything Phoenix Suns. So their best offer was like Wiggins and Jaquez, and I think I've got that in here. Yeah, it's right down here. The Heat final trade offer for Durant, and this was according to Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald. Andrew Wiggins, Terry Rozier. I mean, I'm already laughing, right? Like if I'm being Terry Rozier, what? Like what? Are you serious right now, dude? So Andrew Wiggins, Terry Rozier, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Haywood Highsmith, and the 20th pick in the 25 draft. That's what they offered for Kevin Durant. Wiggins, Rozier, Jaquez Highsmith, and the 20th pick. Dude, I don't even know who Phoenix's GM is, right? I literally don't. It used to be James Jones. I don't know who it is right now. I don't really care either. But if I were that GM, man or woman, I would have been, Riley, go after yourself. I mean, for real. I wouldn't have said that to him because he's Pat Riley. I love Pat Riley. I've had some really cool moments and conversations with Pat Riley. But like, if I'm not, me, and if I'm another GM and I'm a whale, like I may do that. I mean, like, Riley, what are you high, dude? Have you been sipping on bourbon tonight? Like, what is happening, dude? That's not even close. That tells you that Miami really didn't want Kevin Durant, okay? Hold that thought. But I got to tell you what Gambo said. He said, quote, Miami was never really serious. They just pretend to appease their fan base. Bam. Shots fired and target hit. That is so awesome. That is some Charles Barkley shit. Saying what everybody else is thinking, but we're all afraid to say it. Or we just haven't been able to form the words with our mouths. That's what I always talk about with Miami. Oh, man, they're in every rumor on every damn player. It's clockwork, man. And they never get any of these guys, right? Well, why and how was provided by Gambo. They just pretend to appease their fan base. That is so dope. That's one of the lines of the year on Twitter, man. Gambo, you the man. I don't know Gambo. I don't. I really respect his reporting, and he's kind of a low-key Phoenix G, yo. How about the Wolves? Remember the Wolves? Ooh, they're gonna get Durant. No, they didn't get Durant. The Wolves' offer included Gobert, DiVincenzo, Dillingham, or Shannon Jr. in the 17th pick. Not bad. Not bad, man. Not bad. I tell you what, if you would have said Dillingham and Shannon, I would have done that move. I mean, that's a lot of goods, man. Getting Jalen Green, though. Jalen Green's the best out of that group. Yeah, I still like what Phoenix did. But Gobert, DiVincenzo, Dillingham, or Shannon Jr. in the 17th pick. That's a lot. Like, and so now, if you're Gobert, DiVincenzo, and you're trying to trade me for Durant, huh? All right, cool. I see you. I see you over there. All right, man. All right. Dicey game. It's a dicey game, folks. It is the SportsEthos NBA show with your boy, Rick Kamla. How about the Spurs? Remember, Kevin Durant said the Spurs was preferred destination. But per Gambo, the Spurs never made an offer. Oh, what's up with that, yo? What's up with that? So, final tally here. And the Knicks, there wasn't even reporting about what they may or may not have done. The Heat had just an absolutely terrible offer. Didn't really want him. The Spurs didn't even make an offer, so they didn't want him. The Wolves, that's a pretty damn good offer. I would say the Wolves wanted Kevin Durant. I would say that they actually made a run at Kevin Durant, but they didn't get him. And Phoenix did. I'm telling you, Jalen Green was the gimme that moment for Phoenix. They were like, Jalen Green, all right, cool. We'll take it. And again, I like it. He has the most star side upside of any of the guys that we have just talked about here. If you guys want to support us, it's super easy. The best way to do it, leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. And if you're feeling extra generous, drop us a written review. It helps us grow and reach more people. I'm going to take a quick minute here to text my buddy and see if we can get him on. Ryan Hollins. So just send a little text off to him. We'll see if we can get him on. He's a ball player. It's draft day. He's busy. It is what it is. We'll try to fit him in if we can. And if not, we press on. Oh, Brian Gregory. That's right. You know, everything's got to be Michigan State with Ishbia. If you don't have some kind of tie to Michigan State, you might as well not even submit an application. James Jones now a senior advisor, which means he's collecting the rest of his salary. And then when that's over, who knows? But I just, Matt Ishbia, I'm not into it. I don't like the way he's been running his team. So time for the Cammy of the week. And who else could it be? It's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So he wins the scoring title this year. He was the MVP on a 68-win team. I think the 6th most wins in NBA history, something like that. They had the best point differential in the regular season ever. He was Western Conference Finals MVP. No, the dumbass voters couldn't steal that one from him. NBA champion, Finals MVP. You guys, how do you top that year? Finals, I mean, that's the hat trick right there. It's even more than a hat trick. That's MVP, Finals MVP, NBA champion. That's the hat trick right there. MVP, Finals MVP, and champion. Scoring title. And then, you know, I don't know. Western Conference Finals MVP. Okay, that's 5. But really, it's 4. It's like he scored 4 goals here. This is one of the greatest seasons that we've ever had in league history. And he's 26. SGA averaged 32.7 during the regular season, the most in a title-winning season in NBA history, passing Jordan, who was at 32.6 back in 92-93. Okay, I got more history here. This history that he made in the finals is absolutely crazy. SGA scored 212 points in this series, the most by any player in an NBA Finals since LeBron scored 215 back in 2015. So 10 years since we've had a guy score like this. He's the 4th player in NBA history to win a scoring title, MVP, and championship in a single season, joining Shaq, Jordan, and Kareem. They are all in my top 10 players all time. That's where SGA's hanging out right now, with Shaq, Jordan, and Kareem. What? Guys, next year, might win another MVP, might win another Finals MVP, might win another ring. I mean, am I ready to have a dynasty conversation now? I am, because I've seen it. Like, I wasn't ready to have a dynasty conversation, when they won the West and they're in the finals, right? Is this a dynasty? Man, shut up. It's too early, bro. They haven't won one yet. And oh, by the way, I thought they were going to make a lot easier work of Indiana than they did. They had to go 7 games, and they needed a Halliburton blown tire to win the damn thing, okay? So what if OKC lost? Oh, is this still a dynasty? Now you feel really dumb about having that conversation, don't you? You got to time that conversation right. Win a chip, now we ask that question, okay? ESPN first take, hot take, first take, hot take, first take, hot take. Get it? Right? It's hard not to see a dynasty for this team. Am I going to guarantee? I'm not going to guarantee a dynasty. Would I predict it right now? I would. I would. Chet Holmgren entering his prime. Jalen Williams. And by the way, that was Jalen Williams' third year. Third year. Okay? Do you think he might get a little bit better as we move on here? Stop it. He hasn't entered his prime years yet. SGA right now, like, just entered his prime years. Probably last year, and then this year, like, were the years he just like went, oh, okay, these are my prime years right here. 30 a game. 30 every game. J-Dub, all he did in the finals is go 23.6 PPG, 5 rebounds, averaged more points per game than the 2024 finals MVP, my guy Jaylen Brown. How about Chet Holmgren in Game 7? Shh. Evan Sidery put out a tweet that I thought was pretty lame. Let me just complete this thought and we'll bring on Ryan. Evan Sidery put out a tweet that I thought was pretty lame. He said, Chet Holmgren stats in the NBA Finals. 11.3 points, 9 rebounds, 1 block, stats. A very disappointing season thus far for the Thunder's former number 2 overall pick. Well, I completely disagree with that. And Chet Holmgren urinated on that in Game 7. 5 blocks, 18 points, 8 rebounds. The most blocks ever in a Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Shh. And sit your ass down as well. As we bring on right now, Ryan Hollins, who is the TV analyst for the Houston Rockets and a good friend of mine, my old buddy from NBA TV. And Ryan, I am so proud of you, brother. Your career, you are now one of 30, one of the TV analysts in the NBA. That's a hell of a fraternity, man. So just first of all, on your career, I'm super happy for you, brother.
Man, dude, you've been so kind to me from day one, man. I can't tell you what your appreciation, or excuse me, your vote of confidence to me has meant just in my career. And it's funny you say that, Rick, because people they don't get it, Rick. They don't get like kind of the gist of the NBA and how even the broadcast side works. They're like, yeah, so what else are you looking to do? Are you going to move back to California at some point? I said, let me tell you something. I don't do another job. This is the job. This is the job. I don't there's no other job this is the job that I have that I'm going to do that. Listen, I'm going to either die or they'll pry me away from it because like you said there's only 29 other ones that do it, man. So it's a privilege, but again, man, just the confidence you gave me earlier in my career, man. I appreciate you, Rick. You know it. Anything you need, brother.
Man, thank you for saying that, Ryan. Look, I'm a helpful guy, but I really get a kick out of helping good people, and I detected in you right away. This is a good dude right here, man. You're full of humility, you're full of brightness, very smart and intelligent and clever. I just had a feeling that you were going to do some big things here, man. But you're a cool dude, man, and I just like. I don't know. I just like helping. I like giving back. And so I've done that with a lot of people over the years, and it touches my heart that what I did meant so much to you. So, Ryan, Kevin Durant is a Rocket. All right. What was let me start with this because I want to dive into this in a couple different directions. Did you see this coming, or was this a surprise when you got the news?
No, we definitely saw it coming. Houston had an abundance of assets. We call it rich people problems. Where you got too much young talent that you can't pay them all, and we had a lot of like Cam Whitmore had several games where he didn't play. Cam Whitmore could start for probably half the NBA. He's that good,
I
and
agree.
and
I
and,
like
and
him.
be in a rotation for 90% of the league. Like I don't know, it wasn't that our team was just so good. It's just we had so many people at his level that had more of a more tenure. That's just my opinion. I'm not a part of the coaching staff in those conversations, but he's a star, man. And the thing about Houston is you saw it. The rebounding, the defense, the culture was built. You needed someone certified. It's one thing to build them up from the bottom to the top, and Houston's done an unbelievable job of that. And you bring in someone certified to teach. And Rick, I look at it as like Dude, my best coach, or that I would say the person I learned the most from, was never my coaches. It was Kevin Garnett. He was a guy who was certified, who done it. So Houston gets someone in Kevin Durant in that name, and Fred VanVleet did everything he could. Dylan Brooks could, but it's a piece that Houston hasn't had since a star like James Harden.
So Ryan, last year your Rockets were my little team that could. Every year I have a little team that could. You know, they're young. I like the roster construction. The year before it was Indiana and Orlando, right? The first year of Indiana's rise, and Orlando made the playoffs and all that. It's just born of my evaluation of rosters, right? And I'm like, God dang, I love Houston's roster, man. I mean, like, just dudes, you had third unit guys. Like, Jay Sean Tate's a good player. That guy couldn't even find
Yes.
the floor, right? I'm like, this roster's bad to the bone. So y'all paid that off. I mean, obviously a banner year for the Houston Rockets. So now I want you, Ryan, to take us to the wood. How is Kevin Durant going to elevate this group in games playing?
I think the whole goal is to keep everything that you mentioned intact. The chippiness, the defense, the rebounding, the underdog mentality, and then make things. I think the goal, my opinion, would be the best way would be to make things simple for Kevin. Later in his career, be able to minimize his minutes, um, have guys like Shingun continue to grow and be aggressive, and then like, hey, like the ball's moving around the horn, and whoa, it's a wide open Kevin Durant, or whoa, Shingun's not getting double teamed anymore, or whoa, hey, we can't run any offense. We've exhausted everything Coach Udoka has for us. KD just go find us a tough bucket. So now when you incorporate him into what's already been going on, already been built, it's a recipe for success. A smaller sample size and obviously different but similar is Kawhi Leonard in Toronto. They already had their culture built. They're a 50-win team, top of the East. And when Kawhi came there, it wasn't like, hey, Kawhi, facilitate our offense in Toronto, and for Nick Nurse. It was like, nah, like Kawhi, just go get buckets, be what you do, close out our games, and he was phenomenal at doing so. And that was to me, the huge difference why he was able to fit in and work so seamlessly. You're muted, Rick. I don't know why I'm not hearing you.
Dang, I had
There you go.
like a kick-ass little reset there too, man. That mute button, that dang mute button. No, Ryan, a terrific player, UCLA, long NBA career. Buddies of mine with NBA TVs, the TV analyst for the Houston Rockets, with another one of my buddies, Craig Ackerman. Y'all are one of my favorite crews in the NBA.
Appreciate it.
So Jabari Smith. Do you see him now benefiting from this trade? Do you think he will re-enter the starting five?
When I saw that Houston was able to obtain him,
I thought he was getting traded too. I thought he
oh
was
my
getting
God.
traded too.
And
I
and it
really
and
did.
it wasn't that Houston doesn't love what he brings to the table or how good he was last year, his potential. It was just like, Phoenix is probably going to want to replace that length and shooting and have someone that they can have promising for the future. That was the mindset. So like being able to keep him, oh my God, he already works out with KD in the summertime. He already follows them around. Like, Rick, we have an era of entitlement amongst our youth, and even with some of our NBA guys, we have an era of like, you kind of like, I need it now. Social media, like Jabari's so opposite of that. He's so old school. He's so hardworking. He was the number what 3 or 4 pick, and he was like, I'll go rebound. I'm gonna chase down every rebound for you. I'll wait till the ball comes my way. Like not like, oh, I'm a star. I can't play in what you got going. He was just like, what do I need to do, coach? And then now KD can help with his shooting and teach him, hey man, keep the ball higher here. Hey, against a smaller defender, two dribble pack, then pull up. Like he's going to be able to teach him a lot of those little elements, Rick. And it really excites me because he's such a sponge. The fact that he followed Kevin Durant, he probably blew up Kevin Durant. He probably went out of his way to find him and said, I'm flying to where you are, big fella. I get my own hotel. Like where's the gym? And for him to be able to see that on a day-to-day basis, I can see like when the kids are so young, they love something so much they can't help that smile. Like they're like
Yeah.
smile, like that's Jabari, dude. So I'm
Aw.
ecstatic. I thought he had a heck of a year, and there's those Durant. I know we throw it around a lot, man. Any tall, skinny shooter, you're like, oh, it's Kevin Durant. Like, no, but like, he has Durant like qualities, and he's going to definitely be able to grow and expand his game.
You remember once upon a time, Bruno Caboclo was the Brazilian Kevin Durant. There's all these
Yeah.
comparisons, man.
And first it was Kevin Garnett, now it's
Yeah,
Durant.
yeah.
Yes, yeah. You know, I'm not going to say any name, but like, yes, there are a lot of, the next Garnett. No, 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 no. There's one of those. There's one of those. But
There's one of
he's going
those.
to help.
There's one of those. One more Houston question, and we'll go around. I do want to ask you about Jalen Green and his new stomping grounds, but I got to ask you about Houston, Ryan. I spent a year in Houston doing some local radio, and then my Sirius XM job kind of blew up, and I went with that. So I spent a year in Houston, right? Got to know the culture a little bit. I mean, I wasn't deep and ingrained in it, but I know Houston loves their Rockets. They love their Stros. They love their Texans and all that kind of stuff. Also, like they love. I've always been really hard on James Harden, right? Like phenomenal player, but when it comes to Game 5, Game 6, Game 7, it's like, dude, what? Every single time. Okay, they didn't want to hear that in Houston. They loved James Harden. No championship. Hey, man, we love James Harden, and I didn't really fully understand that. So all that to just ask you, what is the vibe in Houston like with Kevin Durant going there? Is the city like beyond on fire about the Rockets or what?
It's split. You have people going, "Oh my God, like Kevin Durant just added to this team. Are you kidding me?" And then you have people upset, like, you just lost Jalen Green. He's that talented. Be a little more patient with him. That's what some of the fan base, feels like. But there's a buzz. Like Rick, I woke up to 100 text messages. You know what I'm saying? Like I woke up to the random, like, hey, how you doing? Like the budget. I'm nobody. I'm peanuts, Rick. You know it. Like we're in the background. Like so, it's there, man, and it's almost it's a real feeling, and couldn't be happier for Pat and Rafael and Tillman and those guys with the work they put in, and you're like when you set out a plan and a vision, and then you're waiting for it to come to fruition, and you're seeing it come to fruition. It's surreal. Like you're pinching myself. Like man, these are the things that have been spoken about, and obviously now there's work to be set out and work to be done.
How do you see Jalen Green doing in Phoenix? Do you see him taking his game to another level? He's going to be playing there with Booker, but there should be a lot of shots available for him out there in Phoenix.
Man, I'm ecstatic for Jalen, um, because he's got so much growing to do. I'd love to see a scenario where him and Booker, he can learn from Booker. I think Booker is the guy who can teach you how similar they are. But like for the thing that Devin Booker, what's he do? He's efficient. He's 1-2 dribble, pat pat up. He shoots over a contest. He makes the game very simple. He uses his triple threat footwork. That's where a lot of those Kobe Bryant comparisons came from along his finals run. And Jalen can pull some things from his game, and if he gets that opportunity, man, I'm ecstatic for Jalen. But Jalen's that like it's not too many guys who can get you a 40 ball in the league who can go score. And Jalen every night was seeing 1A defenders, not 1B, 1C. Like he was getting 1A defenders every night, and seeing him in a role where he's comfortable, where he can play, and he can be himself, man. I believe that's extremely exciting. And then knowing him, he's going to take this as inspiration, flip that as inspiration. So, and I'm pulling for Jalen forever. When I came in, that was his first year. It's a tough one. It's a tough one losing him, but I'm excited for him, man, just because of everything he comes with. And the kid's got aura too, Rick. That's a new one. We'll go to school with ask the kids that he's got aura. Okay, just let people know that he's aura maxing out over there.
So a lot of us know about aura, and we have auras, and but it's like a new phrase with the kids. But like aura is not some new thing, and you know that. The greatest aura I have ever been around, Ryan. All right, side question, because I'd love to get your answer to this. Aura is an intangible, like outer surface of your human being. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like a very cryptic thing. You kind of know it when you feel it and see it. Shaquille O'Neal
Sure.
has the greatest aura that I've ever been around in my life. And I've spent a lot of time with Charles and Kenny and all these just huge, big time guys. Shaq's aura it takes up the room, dude. It's like layer on layer on layer on layer. You can almost see his aura. His aura is so dang big. Has anybody ever like given you that those like aura vibrations? Like, damn, dude, this guy's just his person, his presence has taken over the whole room.
Mike and Kobe. I remember in Charlotte, Mike, I was fortunate to be drafted by Michael Jordan in Charlotte. And I remember like he, he'd kind of stay away. He knows his like Mike knows his value. So when he comes in a room, he comes in a room. I swear, Rick, he was glowing. Like I saw like a yellow glow, like a halo around Mike. Like, it was crazy,
That's what I'm
bro.
saying. That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
yeah, yeah, he had that, and like we're practicing, he just slides in, and like you could feel like something on your neck, like
Exactly.
some chills, like yo,
Yep.
Mike is here. And then for those, right, and for those who are fortunate, to see when Kobe Bryant came in town, when Kobe Bryant came in your city, you can feel that dude 2, 3 weeks out. Oh, Lakers are coming in 2 weeks. Like Lakers are coming in with like 1 week. And Rick, for those who saw it, when Kobe would get into the arena, you ever been to a game? You're fortunate to see as he like walk around the arena, it was like the wave, like "Woo," like you'd see people move and kind of like as he moved, people would move. He had that energy. He used like his aura against you when you played against them. Like if you were like kind of scared of him or like not really ready to compete or you were a little starstruck, he just come and look at you. Like some dudes, he wouldn't even guard them. He'd be like, I got him, like, and just like, it's your little brother, like they get the ball. And this isn't, bro, this is with NBA players. And he'd be fake at you, like juke at you, all right, like do this, like clap his hands, and then you miss a shot. And he'd be like, yo, that like, bro, that's how much aura Kobe had. And obviously, LeBron and Steph of this generation, have similar, and Steph can feel it, right? He can feel it. He can feel when he interacts with someone. He can feel you looking. That's the biggest thing. Like Shaq can feel his energy and he plays to it. Oh, big fellas in the building today, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody's acting just a little bit different. So, absolutely correct, Rick.
I'm so glad I asked that question. That was a phenomenal answer. Ryan, one more for you, and I'll let you go here. We got to talk finals a little bit here. Anywhere you want to go, but I'll start you kind of out with SGA. Like, it, put into words what we just saw from him with the scoring title. Then put into words what we just saw from this guy.
One of the greatest seasons we've ever seen in the NBA, statistically, numerically. He finished off the job. He did it against the doubters. He did it with a young team, like Chet Holmgren. What's his third year? Like J Dub. Like this wasn't like he came in with all due respect, like a bunch of certified guys with multiple rings and decorated and USA basketball and gold medal. Like he did like really think about that. And he was the dude within it. That they had an unbelievable culture. The team sport is back, but like he was embracingly the guy in showing that he's going to even get better and continue to improve. So as the NBA looks for a face of the league, as the NBA tries to figure it out, we originally thought it would be Ja Morant, it would be Zion, and that's the way sports works. Like, hey, you guys don't have it, the cards don't fall a certain way, and that's what sports is. SGA is like, I'll do all the right things. I'll be there. I'll do it. So you've got to be excited for the league in the future of what that group looks like because like they're so young. Like Rick, I don't know if you saw. There's a video. They couldn't even figure out how to open a champagne.
I
That's
saw
how
that.
young
Yeah.
they are, right? So, where do you go from there? But Shea, uh, he continues on this streak. He continues on the path he's on. We're gonna have different conversations. I think the first one we're seeing, like, okay, it happened. We'll see. The respect should be due. But as he continues to build in that, um, his name could be with those Kobe's and LeBrons and Michaels at the season that he just has if he can continue to replicate.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying for a couple of years now, I don't compare the games, right? His game and Jordan's game, there are some similarities, but there's a lot of dissimilarities with Jordan's vertical ability. SGA's an on the ground player, but the stat line, the 35-5 with a block, 2 steals. That was Jordan's stat line, and that's what SGA does. Obviously, I'm kind of rounding, but it's the exact same thing. Playing both ends, super high level, 35-5, giving you 3 defensive goodies and a bunch of plays that don't show up in the box score. I love it. Ryan, I'm so glad I reached out, man. And by the way, my bad. Ryan told me to send him a reminder this morning. Ryan, I do a WNBA show right before this one, so I've been kind of busy and jammed up. So that's my bad, dude. You said send me a reminder, and I forgot to send you the reminder. But I'm glad we got you on. Who cares what time you come on? I'm just glad we worked it out. This was a blast.
Man, don't apologize to me, Rick. Come on, man. What's wrong with you, man?
I got you, Ryan. I got you. Say hi to my guy, Craig, okay? I hope he's doing well. I hope he's out fishing or vacationing or some damn thing. But, Ryan, you know I love you, bro. Keep up the great work. I'll be watching on League Pass, and we'll talk soon, all right?
Love you too, brother. Keep up the good work, man. Keep killing it.
Yes, sir. That is Ryan Hollins right there. People, fantastic get. I'm so excited we had him on, man. That was great. Awesome intel about the Rockets as well. I told you, that's a good dude right there, man. That's a guy you cheer for, dude. Underdog, good NBA career and all that. Wasn't a great player, role player. But now, and he kind of came up the ranks through broadcasting, and he was doing small stuff with Turner Sports, right? And kind of work with me a little bit and working with other people, and we'd talk in the green room, he'd ask me questions, and I worked with him, and he's like, dude, can you give me some feedback? So I gave him a little bit of feedback. I said, this was great. You could probably do a little tweak here. I'm kind of nerdy with that TV stuff. I really like it. You know what I'm saying? So I had some of the similar conversations with Lawrence Frank when I worked with him at NBA TV, and Lawrence and me are buddies. He doesn't answer my texts anymore. He's the president of the Clippers. But if we saw each other, I believe it would be a very warm greeting. All right, we transition now from warmth and love and affection to Rick's rant. Andre, are you ready to fire? Andre Lemouche is the best producer in the biz. And Andre has a piece of sound for you all. This piece of sound is Josh Kroenke. Yeah, hit it.
I think that for us as an organization, going into that second apron is not necessarily something that we're scared of. I think that there are rules around it that we needed to be very careful of with our injury history. The wrong person gets injured, and very quickly you're into a scenario where that I never want to have to contemplate, and that's trade number 15. And so, we're very conscious of that pushing forward, and providing the resources that we can when the moment arrives. But that second apron, is it a hard cap? I'm not 100% sure, but it's something that teams are obviously very aware of going forward.
That right there is the stupidest soundbite an NBA executive has ever said. It might be the stupidest soundbite in the history of executives in pro sports in America. I cannot remember any executive. He is the son of the owner. Some call him the owner. This is some high-level dumbassery. I don't know where to start. So are you telling me Josh Kroenke, who, by the way, ruined your team by firing Michael Malone? You want to fire Calvin Booth? Fire Calvin Booth. Calvin Booth did not create the culture with the Denver Nuggets and bring a championship, the only fucking championship you've ever won. Michael Malone did that. And Michael Malone got blown out by that guy. And now you are telling me that you are a nasty injury to a Michael Porter Jr. or a Jamal Murray away from having to trade Nikola Jokic. That's what you just said. That's what you just said. Given our injury history, and if another one happens, we don't want the unthinkable scenario where we have to think about trading number 15. That's basically what he said. So you're telling me that, God forbid, Jamal Murray blows a tire in the 25-26 season, they're going to fucking trade Nikola Jokic? Have you gone mad? Do you need to pee in a cup? They drug test players after 40-point games. Huh? Oh, I'll come at you, bro. I don't care. This is unbelievable. Guys, you don't even say this word with your wife at the breakfast table for fear of bringing it to existence. Because you can speak things into existence. You don't even bring it up with your wife. You don't even think about it in the shower. You don't even think about it as you're tapping the steering wheel to your favorite music on the way to fucking work. This thought never enters your mind. Trade Nikola Jokic? Said the dumbest person ever. And he said it publicly. I literally can't believe he said this. I kind of can because he fired Michael Malone. He proved he's a dumbass by doing that. Bro, if I'm Nikola Jokic, seeing all, I'm like, I'm out. I'm not like, I'll give it one more year, but like, I got my eye on you now, buddy. If I'm Jokic, I'm like, dude, the clock's now ticking. The fucking clock's ticking now, dude. It is. Okay, you blew out Malone. You blew out Booth. I don't know if he had relationships with them. I don't know. But that all was just clunky and awful when you did it. KCP gone, Bruce Brown gone, Jeff Green gone, bye. Just, that's fine, we'll replace him. No, you don't. Peyton Watson ain't that guy, bro. He's not that guy. Y'all love him out there. He's not that guy. He's a shot blocker. What else does he do? I'll wait. He's a nice bench player. That's it. He's a nice bench player. It's Terrence Mann 2.0. The guy's overrated beyond belief. Terrence Mann's just a guy. God bless him, he's an NBA player. I wish I was a guy like that, but thank God he said this. We're in the content business. We're content creators. Thank you, Josh Kroenke, for giving us some amazing content here. This is executive malpractice. I mean, are you also kind of low-key saying here that you want to start over? Because you have a new coach and you have a new leadership shot-calling structure? Are you saying that you just kind of want to start over? Why would you even hint about trading Jokic? And why, if one of these other players suffers a big-time injury, would you have to trade Nikola Jokic? Why would you have to trade him, dude? Ride it out. Golden State rode it out with Steph. Remember when he fell in his hand, broke his hand? He played 5 games that year. They bottomed out. They tanked. They got Wiseman. Kerr didn't play him. We know the whole thing, right? Boom. They got right back to win and won a chip in 2022. That can be you dumbass. And that's with a catastrophic injury that, God forbid, happens. Why are you borrowing trouble, dude? Why are you welcoming trouble into your program? Why are you pissing off the best player in the world? Dude, if I'm Nikola Jokic, I am so angry about this. How effing dare you put my word in your mouth with the word trade? Are you serious, bro? It's disrespectful. It's moronic. It's irresponsible. It's completely stupid. It's ill-informed. It's not reading the room. By the way, did you see the GM whatever next to him? The GMs are like, I can't believe this fucking guy is saying this. But he's my boss, so I just sit here and yep. Anyway, I gotta move on. With a reminder, subscribe to the Sports Ethos YouTube channel. Follow Ethos Fantasy NBA on Twitter, Blue Sky, and please give a thumbs up to our videos. All right, time to welcome in Fake Shaq. Fake Shaq, that was quite the rant, wasn't it? Kamla, you fucking killed it. That was amazing. Thank you, Shaq. You usually come in here and you're pushing me around and mosh pit me and feeling the love kind of today. Don't get carried away, Kamla. All right, Fake Shaq. Fake Shaq, are you ready to reveal with me the winner of the inaugural Rick Kamla Most Valuable Other of the Playoffs award? Are you ready for that? I'm ready. I was born ready. No, that's Lance Stevenson. Man, Lance Stevenson can't play. Fake Shaq is on one today. So, Alex Caruso is my submission for the most valuable other of the playoffs. It was funny after winning Game 7, he was asked about the bubble ring and that kind of thing, and he said, "Yeah, now I got a real one. Nobody can say anything because everybody likes taking shots at the bubble." Fake Shaq, do you take shots at the Lakers bubble championship in 2020? Do you degrade that ring?
No, every ring is hard to win. They won the ring. It's their ring. I don't devalue it. And if you devalue it, you suck.
I agree, Fake Shaq. Completely agree with every word you just said. All right, Shaq, so my submission for the most valuable other of the playoffs, and we had Westbrook vibes. We had Gary Trent Jr. vibes. We had Nickeil Alexander-Walker vibes. We've talked about Caruso a lot. We had an Aaron Wiggins week when he had like a 37 at one point. We've had a lot of great others having some big-time, massive games to help their teams. Alex Caruso, Fake Shaq, the stats weren't great, but it was like eye test and feel for me. He went 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals per game, 0.6 blocks, 1.6 threes, shot 45, 41, and 80 with his shooting splits, all that in 24 minutes. Fake Shaquille O'Neal. Is Alex Caruso your most valuable other of the playoffs? While we're waiting in suspense.
Yes.
Shaq, did you think that Alex Caruso would have this big of an impact on the Thunder when they traded Josh Giddey for him about a year ago from now?
Yes.
All right, man, a few words right there. Fake Shaq, thank you so much for joining us all year, man. I really appreciate it.
I didn't appreciate you. I'm just kidding, Cam. I did appreciate you. Thanks for having me. I'll see you next year.
Fake Shaq, ladies and gentlemen. Fake Shaq. He's got jokes. He's a prankster. He's Shaquille O'Neal. He's got the greatest aura I've ever been around. So Alex Caruso wins the most valuable other of the playoffs award. He gets the MVO for the 2025 NBA playoffs, Alex Caruso. And by the way, when the Thunder traded for Alex Caruso, it took my view of them as a championship contender up a serious notch. It actually took me to have them win the West. When they got Caruso, I'm like, they're winning the West. And there wasn't a doubt in my mind. There still was a doubt in my mind whether they would win the chip. I thought Boston was going to beat OKC in the finals. I think I had that opinion until late in the regular season. I can't remember, but there was a shift when I was like, oh, OKC's winning this thing. There was a shift somewhere in the second half of the NBA season. But I came into the season saying Boston over OKC. And yes, the Caruso trade I thought was gigantic. We just saw Boston win a chip with Jrue Holiday and Derek White, right? And obviously Jaylen Brown and all these other terrific guys. But the two Sikkim guys, the heads of their defensive snake, are White and Holiday. So now with OKC, you've got Caruso and Dort. I was like, dude, that's unfair. That's literally unfair. And you've got J-Dub and Chet and SGA and, all these gunners off the bench. Cason Wallace is a friggin' dog. I love Cason Wallace, by the way. The first time I ever saw him in an NBA game, he's a rookie, right? Out there. And I'm like, who the F is that? I knew who he was and stuff, but I'm like, bro, this guy looks like he's 29 out here. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm like, the way he handled himself, like he's a rookie, like first week on the job, banging like clutch threes and coming up with defensive plays. I'm like, God dang, Sam Presti did it again. I mean, holy shit, he did it again. Fucking Cason Wallace is a stud. I mean, it's just boom, 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 boom. Time and time again. Dude, they got guys on their bench that can really, really play. Ousmane Dieng's my boy. Ousmane Dieng I love him. His skill set's amazing. Never even plays. Dude, OKC's gonna break this league. This is a dynasty team. This is a dynasty team, yo. It is. I didn't say this about Boston. I knew their construction was built on, some 30 guys, with Holiday and Porzingis. I mean, I thought they'd get another one, but I wasn't ready to say dynasty. With the way the OKC set up, it's literally, it's almost like, how could you not win a couple more rings like in the next 5, 6, 7 years? Because you don't have to win 2 more rings in the next 2 years. You have like 5 to 7 years out, maybe 8. Think about San Antonio. They won 5 rings in 15 years. Okay? And that spans all kinds of generational changes with rules in the NBA, with different player combinations on the team, different coaching philosophies and strategies by Coach Pop, right? It doesn't have to be within a 5-year window. It can be, but I look at it more like a 10-year window. Like Boston got 3 in 10 years in the 80s. It's a dynasty. And if you're saying you can't have 2 dynasties at the same time, you are full of shit. And that is completely incorrect. Of course you can. The Kobe Bryant dynasty and the Tim Duncan dynasty ran simultaneously to one another. Kobe got 5, Duncan got 5, and they warred a lot. By the way, it's the greatest personal player-for-player rivalry that nobody ever talks about. And it's because of different positions and all this kind of stuff. But Kobe and Duncan, each won 5. It was over a long period of time with the same team. They played at the exact same time in the NBA. I don't understand why more people don't kind of dive into that. I love that rivalry. They're both in my top 6 players all time, Kobe and Duncan. Anyway, man, I got rhymes all day. You know that. Looks like Daniel Gafford is staying with Dallas as we get to a couple of quick Cam goodies here. 3-year contract extension, $60 million, $20 million per for Daniel Gafford. Ooh la la. I like it for him. I like it for Dallas. I don't like it in fantasy because now it'll be another timeshare with Lively, but it is what it is. The Rockets are likely to decline the $45 million team option on Fred VanVleet. Duh. And discuss a new multi-year extension in the coming days. Boo. I actually feel better about bringing VanVleet back now than I did before the Durant trade. Trading Jalen Green makes me more like, yeah, if you can bring back VanVleet at a good number. I'm like, he sucked last year in the regular. I mean, he just sucked. He did. He was terrible. I'm thinking $75 million over 3 years, man. 25 a year. Like, bro, you're at 45. Fred VanVleet at 45. Fred VanVleet at 35 doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't. All right, 3 and 90. Do I have to? I don't like that money from the Houston side. I love it from the VanVleet side. Word on the street, the Raptors are looking to trade R.J. Barrett and the 9th pick and send it down to Brooklyn. Brooklyn is going to be involved tonight, guys. Stuff is going to happen with Brooklyn. Trades, they're going to be big game hunting. I can't wait to see what unfolds there. But R.J. Barrett may be going back to New York, albeit in a different borough. What else do I have here? Let me go to, do I have a shout out? I got a shout out. It's Hallie. All right, we got to talk a little Hallie before I get out of here. Let's see here. Breaking. We got breaking news on VanVleet right now, right as I was talking about it. Are you Andre Lemouche? I'm cringing because he's the best producer in the game. It's funny though. He says I'm not a producer, but he's the best producer in the game. That'd be like Kobe saying I'm not a basketball player. Like, own it, embrace it, make out with it. You're the best producer. Houston Rockets guard Fred VanVleet intends to sign a 2-year $50. I just fucking called this 25 a year. Andre, holla at your boy, man. I just called this. I love this. Intends to sign a 2-year, $50 million contract with the franchise with a player option. Shams, all over that. Okay, this makes sense. Like I said, I don't want to go 3 years out. 2 years, 2 years. Fred VanVleet, yep. I'm loving this. And it's a big-time pay cut, team-friendly deal. Like, this marries for me. Angels are singing. I like this. This works for me. And if Fred VanVleet absolutely kills it next year, he can opt out, go back to the table next summer, and get a raise. I like this. You know, Houston's saying to Fred VanVleet, hey, buddy, you just shot 29%, bro. Bro, did you see your shooting percentage? You shot 29%. I'm embellishing. I'm joking. It was like 39 or something, 37 or something. Bro, you shot like 29%. Okay, so just bravo to all involved. This is smart. This is the exact opposite of your dumbass owner in Denver, Josh Kroenke. This is the exact opposite of that. This is smart. This makes sense. This is logical. This will lead to winning. All right, some good breaking news right there. All right, shout out before we get out here. I got to talk a little bit about Tyrese Halliburton, man. Guys, I'm at a sports bar in downtown Tampa called Hat Tricks. It's a famous sports bar. Maybe some of you guys know it, downtown Tampa, on Sunday night. And I watched the first half there. And I'm sitting down eating some chicken wings, and I'm just like, he just tore his Achilles. We all knew it. The whole bar knew it. Like, and a lot of people were watching the game. Like, I was excited about that. It was like a packed bar, like no seats at all, and like everybody like looking up and eating their food and watching the game. I was like, this is the way it should be. This is the fucking final. Come on, let's go. Come on, Florida, let's go. A lot of Florida doesn't really give a shit about the NBA. It kind of drives me crazy, but maybe it's a Gulf Coast thing. Anyway, I'm watching this and I'm like, I said no like 20 times. Like, no, like all different iterations of no, right? No, like just, I'm probably annoying people. Like, I can't believe Hallie just tore his Achilles. I can't, like that was me for like 5 minutes after it happened. Butthurt, distraught, sad, torn. You know, you knew the game was over. And, I mean, Indiana fought for the first half, and then it was just like, this is Indiana's game. Or OKC's game. I mean, you just knew it. A couple of comments on Halliburton, man. I love the guy. I wish him well. We're not going to see him next year. I mean, he tore his Achilles in late June, buddy. It ain't going to happen. Tyrese Halliburton will have a DNP injury on his year log on Basketball Reference. It is what it is. Halliburton did not lose the finals. He lost the finals, but he did not lose, if that makes sense. You lost, what the scoreboard says, but you didn't actually lose. You don't have the gold ball. You don't have finals MVP. You don't have any of that stuff. But you didn't lose. Halliburton won in terms of America knowing who he is now. He plays for the Pacers. Do you think casual fans really knew? Like, maybe they had heard of him, right? What position does he play? What team is he on? I don't like that. Now everybody knows, okay? He killed the worst narrative in our sport currently, that Tyrese Halliburton is overrated. If anybody now thinks that, well, you're just crazy. Like, legit, there may be some mental issues that you need to have diagnosed. If now he had his team toe-to-toe with a 68-win team in Game 7 in their house, toe-to-toe, game on. Who would have won Game 7 if Halliburton stays healthy? I don't know. Do you? You don't. They were in it to win it. They were pulling rabbits out of a hat all year long. Nobody in any barbershop or barstool can tell me that OKC was going to win that game even with a healthy Hallie. You can think that. That's great. That's your opinion. But if you say it as a statement of fact, I'm going to F you up on that. I'm going to check you on that. Maybe hard against the boards too, hockey style. I want to read a cool quote here, a couple of cool quotes. Rick Carlisle said of Halliburton, he authored one of the great individual playoff runs in the history of the NBA. With dramatic play after dramatic play, it was just something that no one's ever seen. He's right. 4 shots, Andre helped me out, in the final 2 seconds of games. I believe that was the stat. 4 shots in the final 2 seconds that took the lead or tied the game. That's never been done before. Okay, and he had a bunch of other miraculous stuff that was just involving runs and comebacks, and we've never seen what Halliburton just did. That's why I say he lost, but he didn't lose. Okay, and then Brian Windhorst, I loved what he said. I got another one here from Siakam too. These quotes are dope. Brian Windhorst said, quote, "I know that you didn't win this game. I know that you were facing a long recovery, but you did win something. You won over millions of new fans. You won over the respect of everybody in the league." I just think it's a really good way of saying maybe differently what I said. Like, you lost, but you didn't lose. Okay, you overall, this whole thing is a win for you. And I thought Wendy did a great job of encapsulating that. And one more quote, and I promise we will get out of here. Pascal Siakam said he was in the locker room talking to everyone. He wanted to be there for us. It just shows his character. A couple years ago, basketball was kind of done for me. It was just not fun at all. I got traded here, and these guys gave me a boost. It started with Ty. Again, you can't overrate that. He recleansed Siakam's love of the game. So, shout out to our great producer, Andre Lemouche, and Ryan Hollins, who was a fantastic guest. I am Rick Kamla. I will see you Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time with the next episode of the SportsEthos NBA Show with Rick Kamla. And this episode has been brought to you by Bet Online. I'll see you soon.